funny friends, my funny friends, my funky friends now. My funny friends, my funny friends, my funky friends now.
Starring Drew Harrison and Will Abeles.
We are back with another episode of My Funny Friends. I am one half of your hosting team, Drew Harrison, and it's a beautiful morning here in Nashville, and that's why my co-host is just so wide-eyed and feeling life right now. He's been awake for hours. He's prepared. He's done hot yoga to get ready for the show.
I woke up 13 minutes ago. And that wasn't even because an alarm was set. It was because I slept through the alarm and then said, "Oh, I'll wake up on time."
Yeah. My co-host, ladies and gentlemen, Will Abeles. Will, where's your cell phone at, buddy? Do you have your cell phone?
I think it's in my neighbor's yard. That's where I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
So I don't even know how I can't even explain this to you as a rational person. I was trying to do something with my phone.
Parents, I love it.
Yeah, I know. It was my parents.
Yeah,
I think that's actually, it's, one of these like triggering moments where I'm supposed to like be responsible, but instead I fall back in the childhood. But I was trying to do something.
You're becoming more self-aware, and I'm proud of that.
I'm very self-aware. That's kind of the problem.
You're becoming so knowledgeable of your adventures.
Thank you. Well, it's been a good run. It's been a good run. I'm pretty much like a week away from like the only thing I'm allowed to be on is the podcast.
And you're another week away from our guest this week being my new co-host.
But now I'm gonna go find my cell phone after this recording.
Nice.
I'm gonna find it.
Well, normally I would be all for that, but we have such an awesome guest that I can't wait to share with the world. This guy's just full of energy. He's just a delight to be around. Louisville's future mayor, Jeff Toy, everybody. Jeff, how you doing?
What up? Happy to be here, fellas.
What up? That was perfect.
If you did the whole podcast that close, I'd just sign off.
Just yelling into the
go look for your phone.
You lose your phone, Will? What happened, dude?
I don't know.
So you started to tell the story somewhat. So what
basically, happened? All right. So here's what went through my brain.
Okay.
We have to understand.
What time of evening is this? Is this 2:00 in the afternoon?
2:00 in the afternoon.
Okay.
2 p.m. 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm walking home and I'm trying to do something with my phone and I hit the wrong button 3 times in a row. And I just went, fuck this. And I tossed my phone into one of my neighbor's yards. And then I went to find it, started laughing because I realized it's dark and I won't be able to find it.
Unseasonably dark at 2 p.m.
And my drunk brain was like, oh no, they'll find it for you and bring it to you. I don't know any of my neighbors.
Oh my word.
And so I actually woke up about 27 minutes ago, not 13, but I was looking for my cell phone. So far, not found.
Nice.
We try to like answer a phone call or something.
I think it's dead. There was a storm last night. I'm pretty sure his phone is gone.
Oh no.
Man.
Yeah, it rained all night last night.
Yeah, so I'm gonna switch over to
you got the waterproof phone, right?
I did have waterproof phone, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
But I think it's dead because the battery was low anyway.
Okay, just put it in some rice, charge it up. You'll be fine.
I gotta get me a wife.
You do.
So I can just go to bed on a Saturday night like you two.
Dude, I went to bed. You know what time I went to sleep last night? You want to know what time I went to sleep last night?
Just a wife and rice. Okay.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't go to bed 9 p.m. if I tried. And that's not, I really couldn't.
We went to the dive festival. Shout out MK Gannon for hooking us up at the dive festival. The sun got me. Let's just say they were giving away some gummy bears with some substances in them. And I was 9 p.m. and I was roasted. Had to get.
Well, you look fantastic. I can see that.
I'm well slept. I'm well rested. It's amazing. I relaxed by the pool yesterday. I got some sun.
You were prepared for our 10 a.m. interview.
Right? See, it's called
The two of you
professionalism.
just put together.
Yep. Because we are professional
God.
comedians up at the sunrise, grinding, as the young kids say.
This
I
is straight
just looked
vodka.
at.
All right, Jeff, we always like to start off with what year and where did you start stand-up comedy?
Year and start. Well, I want to say the first time, hell, what was it? 5 years ago? 6? About 5-6 years ago. And I only did it like a handful of times when I first did it. Like, which seems like a pretty common, trait of folks. Like they'll just, like, I did it less than 10 times, took a year off, and then been consistent since then. So, and I've been about 5 years, and then consistent about 4.5 these days.
What after the break, what got you into it, back into it?
Pretty much growing my hair out and working a blue collar job.
Okay.
Well, it's like working the job. I've never had blue collar experience prior. So when I started,
it comes off
job,
so natural for you, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I was like, man, I didn't know I wouldn't have gone to college if I knew all this was here. Dang, man,
Made for this.
So, like, I worked with like pretty much majority women at my last job. So working at the job I'm at now, it was like one of my first times being around like angry men. You know what I mean? Like just beaten up. And
wait, and what was the old job?
I used to work with adults with intellectual disabilities,
Okay.
like giving, people showers, wiping butts, helping them out,
Get them through the day,
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I like it.
Yeah, but there's something to like being comfortable, like not caring around these guys. Like you develop like this weird, like, I don't know, man. It's like this, it was a weird, like developing something during work about not caring. And then that transferred over to the stage of being like, not really caring. Like, obviously I care about the crowd laughing, but
Right.
trying out new material or whatnot felt more comfortable because, DJ at work will be like, fuck you, dude, you suck. It's very straightforward.
The stakes weren't high,
Yeah. And then kind of reminiscing back to like, because growing up, dude, I always looked at my childhood as like redneck stuff to be kind of like ashamed of in a way. And then now like comedy has kind of helped me develop like, how can I take these stories and do a setup and punch out of it? And
gotcha. So were your parents blue collar workers growing up?
my dad did drywall like his whole life. Still does a little side work here and there, but yeah, my mom, she drives truck these days, man. So she's a semi truck driver and my dad's a drywaller. So I mean I
always want to know what the formula for Jeff Toy was. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, my mom's a truck driver and my dad was a lot lizard.
Now we're growing up. Was there a lot of humor in your house? Do your parents cut jokes with you and things like that? They keep it lighthearted.
Oh yeah, dude. Like the stepdad used to steal money from us on Christmas. That was hilarious.
It's a great closer right there.
Yeah. No, I think so. We kept it pretty light, dude, because we had some, I don't know, man. I think I suppressed a lot of memories, I think. Because like, some shit was pretty dark growing up, but from what I remember, dude, it's like in high school, I think it wasn't until like sophomore year of high school, I kind of like opened up, started being more like comfortable with myself and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I was like an emo kid, and I give you an example. I couldn't find skinny jeans back in the day, like 08, 09, 07.
Poor boy.
I would wear my mom's pants, like wear her, shit like that. I'm like, hey, these are skinny jeans, dude. And I would just wear my mom's pants and doing weird shit like that kind of like made me a lot more comfortable with not caring what folks think or whatever.
You and Will have more in common than you know.
You wore your mom's?
No, but
he still
my mom was in town and we went into a vintage store and she saw a pair of boots and she was like, you want those boots? And I was like, yes, please. And And I was like and just the writing was on the wall. And I went, it's funny. They're a size 11, but they fit perfectly. And I'm like a size 9.5. Like I wear like a 9.5. I was like, and they're a size 11. That's so funny. And it wasn't until I got to the show that night that someone was like, those are women's boots, dude. And I was like, oh, because a size 11 women's makes sense now. But man, did I rock them? Yeah.
Are you still going to? Yeah.
Oh my God. Come on. You know.
Did your mom take back her jacket when she left? Or did you still got her jacket?
Oh no, that's still mine.
Okay. No. Jeff, have you seen the picture of Will wearing the white fringe jacket?
No, I don't think I have.
I'll send it to you. It'll make your
right.
It'll
be missing out. Missing out. But no, I mean, I understand what you're saying though. It's just like, it's one of those things we just kind of go, well, that's me. You know, like I mean, it doesn't really matter, right?
No, it doesn't, man. I think that's why like I didn't do any blue collar stuff like in high school, because those were the guys that would pick on me, you know. Like I'm not going to wood making with skinny jeans and guideliner on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think that I did jobs and like I did a job in Cincinnati, did this internship, and dude, you would think that I was like a hillbilly to these folks, man. Like, and that's like, you know, that was like stuff that I felt pretty self-conscious about for a while, but I think comedy's kind of helped out with that quite a bit, you know, especially like I like to try. I don't know, man. Like if I do a room, like someone asks me to do a room and they're like, dude, these are your people, I normally eat it. Like they do not like, because I do like this, I guess this fine line between like a hipster and like a redneck hipster kind of stuff.
Right.
So if it's all like a redneck room, they're like, this motherfucker is making fun of us. You know, like,
yeah.
I had a guy after a show, he was like, you think you're poor, man? I was like, what?
I love that. It's like, you think you're poor. It's like, I can tell you I'm poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We had
there's an app that tells me I'm poor, you know.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, dude, you grew up in Trey Park. I had Section 8 apartments. I mean, it's all the same. We're all linked in. We're in this together, brother.
It's different paperwork, you know?
Yeah.
I did a show in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania about 4 years ago. And it was the second show of the night. The first show was at Wisecrackers in Penn State. It was at Penn State. And then I had to go to Lock Haven. And I was just wearing a flannel shirt. That's all it was. Just wearing a flannel shirt. And I walk into this like Moose Lodge in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. It is 200 people. They're showing wrestling in the back, and not like WWE wrestling, like proper Penn State wrestling.
Yeah.
No one wants me to be at the show. And the guy, there was no like person to intro me. He just was like, oh, hey, we're switching over to comedy. This guy's name's Will or something. And I was about 11 seconds in, and someone just yells out, you're a fucking poser, dude. It was like just counting down the minutes until my set was over. Just counting. Like, every joke was like, and there's a bomb, and there's a bomb, and there's a bomb.
How much time did you have to do?
Only like 12 minutes because I was hosting.
Okay.
But then, like, luckily the
was
feature
there more
was like,
comedy after that?
Oh yeah, I mean, there was a feature and a headliner. Feature and the headliner killed because the feature and the headliner were these like 40-year in road dogs that just they do rooms like this every single night. Yeah. So they got up and they ripped into the audience. They're like, "That's a nice guy," whatever, and just it was fun to watch them. But but some people can just see through your act pretty quickly. You know?
I love when the weirdest groups hire comedy for like holiday parties. Like I remember one time my buddy Eric Schaus, he was like, I got this corporate gig. It pays very well. Come up to East Carolina University. So I was like, all right. So we get there, and the lady that put it together was not the lady following through at the event. Like, I don't even think she was there. So she told us we were both doing 20 minutes a piece, but we were also getting like $200 a piece. So we were like, okay, cool.
Right.
We get there, and the guy's like, you ready to put on a good show for the church folk? And we're like, what? They're like, yeah, it's going to be clean, right? We're like, well, I mean, I was fine because I mean, that's just me anyway.
Yeah, you were.
But poor Schaus was like, no one told me this needed to be clean. It turns out it was a Christmas party for people that were like grief counselors for like people left behind after like suicide and like family loss and things like that.
And
So we had to
someone
make
thought,
grief
I'm gonna do
counselors
a comedy
laugh
show.
at a Christmas party. Luckily, luckily the guy also didn't get the memo of 20 minutes apiece. We both did 10 and got our checks. Like the checks were already made out. We were gone. I did. Hey, I'm a fat guy, right? Huh? Because I was like, I'm not touching on anything with these people.
Like my brother was a fat guy.
No. That's why he killed himself.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, can we bring the most depressed? This is a room of people suffering from grief and just loss. And somehow I can guarantee the comics are always going to be sadder.
You can see it in their eyes. They're like, we need to give these guys a hug.
Like someone's like, man, I thought I had it rough, but
that's what Shouse turned to me afterwards. He's like, get out of here before they start counseling us.
Yeah.
All right. So Jeff, walk me up to we'll backtrack just a smidge. Walk me up to wanting to do comedy in the first place.
Yeah, dude. It was one of those things I always like since college. I had some buddies that did open mics, and it always like I had a couple friends that did open mics and a couple buddies that did improv, and all of that seemed like fascinating to me. And I went to one improv class or whatever with them, and I was like, dude, it was man, rethinking about it makes me feel uncomfortable. But I did nothing. Like, and anytime that they did this alphabet thing where whatever letter you were on, you had to like act out whatever the topic.
Oh
dude,
my God. Yeah.
And I'm already bad at like, I was like AB, like I was trying to figure out where I was gonna be at, like a letter wise. It got to me, dude, and I was just like A B C D E. I was like, dude, I always like embarrassed or didn't. Oh man, but I never like took the step into trying it out or even looking for like where they had mics at, and then even moved to North Carolina, and there's like this coffee shop that did open mics.
What part of North Carolina?
We lived in Kinston.
Okay, yeah. Outside of Greenville.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kingston Indians.
Oh yeah,
minor league baseball team. See,
once again,
ties into
I
North
swear
Carolina,
to God,
always.
Just one episode where it doesn't involve
always
North Carolina
have North Carolina.
All I ask. Bro. All I ask.
It's the motherland of comedy.
Maybe if we vetted our comics before we brought them on, like. And I'm sorry. Did you say you lived in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're not doing this.
So where did you get to? What you said there was a coffee shop in Kinston?
Yeah, we did like trivia night there, and they had open mics, and that was another one of those like, here's an opportunity, but I never did it. And then when we moved back to Louisville, I don't know I did an open mic at the comedy club here in Louisville, Caravan Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Open mic on Wednesdays kind of thing, like, because that was like the easiest one that I remember to sign up for. You just like send an email.
Okay. Yeah, because it's so funny how they have so many different layers of accessibility in open mics. Like some show up and go up, some bring people, some call 3 days ahead and hope you get a call back. You know, like
right.
This felt like the easiest because I just Googled comedy club, and that was like the first to pop up, and then. But yeah, doing that, like, so like the handful of times that I did do comedy was just like, stories or, not even knowing about a setup and punch, just being like, oh, I told funny stories to friends. Like, I think the second mic I've done, I told a story about shitting myself in elementary school, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
Just being like, it would be funny with bros or friends and stuff, but up on stage, it doesn't register as much.
Still gotta have tags and punchlines.
It's so funny when you like start telling, because I do a lot of storytelling as well, and like it's funny when you're telling a story to a friend and they're enjoying the story or whatever, they're laughing, and you just in the back of your mind you're going, this isn't gonna do well on stage. But there's times when like you're experiencing something, life is happening, you should just be enjoying the moment, but your brain goes, Oh, this is gonna be such a great story on stage.
Oh man.
I hate being in that moment, you know, where you're like, like
Yeah.
you almost get mad at yourself a little bit that like you're wired that way now.
Yeah, right.
I like it that everyone else is wired. They're like, oh, you can use that. You can use that if you
Oh,
want
I
to.
know,
or-
and that too. I love that.
You can
Like,
use
no,
that
no.
in your bits.
In your skits. Yeah. Yeah. That was I was just my parents all weekend, and that was the whole thing. Was like, well, was that funny? They also love to do this thing. I was like, why don't you just go get a booker? And I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just go get an agent? And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. So I just had a week of that, which was also fun.
Yeah, my folks, they're curious about the money side of comedy. Like that. It's like, oh, they're like, oh, you went down to such and such. How much you make? And I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Exposure for me. Thank you. I
I
appreciate
got paid in
it.
4 drink tickets. Thank you.
Yeah.
I made exposure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, if I was paid $1 for every time I was paid in exposure, I'd have so many dollars.
I was hoping you're going to do the math there for a second.
No, I don't want to, because then I'd probably start crying.
That's fair.
I could buy a new cell phone. It's probably about the price.
Yeah. All right. So you took a little break, got back on the saddle.
That's right.
Is it back on the
Right.
horse or back on the saddle? Back in the saddle.
Back
You
in the
say either
saddle
one?
again.
Back in the saddle, but you get back on the horse.
Okay. So you did both.
Yeah, the saddle on the horse.
Yeah.
basically.
I mean, I'm just so proud of Drew for just trying to be an intellect there.
I'm trying so hard, you know. I
So
wanna
you
get
take
it
the
right.
saddle and you threw it on your wife.
So the egg comes before the chicken. What? Okay. Where?
But yeah, dude, I hit up a buddy of mine from Louisville. I guess I played Austin Baker. Whatever. Fuck that dude.
Oh
No, he's
I was about to say, oh, name dropping, but you're like, fuck.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, fuck that dude. No, he's a good buddy, man. He's been in the, I think he was doing like comedy a couple years longer than I have. And, you know, we met back when I first started doing it, and I kind of just like hit him up and I was like, dude, you know, mind running me through a few things? And at first it was like, and I recommend this to a lot of new folks, is like one-liners, just because it like, that was like my whole type 5 for a while, was just like random one-liners. And you know, it has its pros and cons, but it was good. It's a good start to be like, this is like the comedy writing side of it. But yeah, man, it was, the one-liner stuff was very, I think the first time I went back, it was all look like jokes. Like it was just, I look like insert whatever, or I look like, you know, but man, it's cool looking back. I mean, especially like Facebook, I get all those damn, what the hell are you drinking out of? Well, oh, okay.
So the Anson Apartments. The Anson Apartments.
Okay.
Dude,
we got a show on Monday, and
we got so much stuff.
We had so much stuff.
I kept pulling stuff out, and Laura was like,
there were pencils,
what?
there were pens in the water bottle. Like it didn't stop. It was like a
got a t-shirt, a
gifts.
real nice coffee mug, like a carabiner. Like
Anson Apartments in Antioch. If you're
go live there, because they'll give you all the
our
stuff.
new sponsor.
You won't have to furnish your apartment. They'll just give you so much swag. You can build whatever furniture you need.
Yeah, they gave us like
out of the swag.
like a oven mitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was the Louisville scene? And I'm assuming this is like 2018 into 2017, early 2018.
That sounds about right.
So
When did Trump become president? Was that 17?
2016.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was after that. No, I think, I don't know, man. It's interesting. Like, I guess back, I don't know, compared to what's going on now, it seems to be pretty good compared to like, well, I don't know, man. Like, to be honest with you, I guess all the BS with like the comedy scene stuff I didn't really start noticing it, or like really taking, I don't know. I stay out of all of it. I do watch it unfold though.
Same.
But
that's me. That's the stance I take on it.
Oh,
I stay out of
it,
it, but I love it.
I'm
Yeah.
half of it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
show
like to
friends
watch
and
from the
everything.
sidelines.
Yeah.
I don't put stuff on Facebook. I just, I get myself embedded in it, and then I'm like, wake up and I'm covered in shit. And I'm like, well, it was my fault.
If something happened at a mic, it was 33% chance Will was involved some way. So yeah, how many times in your second time starting again, how many times would you say you could get up a week?
Oh man, I went up a lot to piss off the old lady enough. And like, dude, when I got into it the second time around, it was balls to the walls, man. It was like 4 or 5 times a week, I think, for like months. It felt like, where I was just, because there was a part of me that felt like I had to, like any open
Try to
mic,
catch up.
yeah. Which, you know, it had its pros and cons, because there's like times where, you know, we all had it, you know, there's like just nothing. A lot of the shows, a lot of the open mics, just other comics, you know, and then a showcase or two that I was on was just like maybe 2 audience members or something. But it was just stage time, you know, it was getting comfortable. And yeah, it's like this weird, like I had to, like, you don't have to, you know what I mean? You don't have, I mean, you guess, you know, stage time. But when I first started getting into it, it was a lot. And which in Louisville, I mean, a lot for us is like a show a night kind of thing, like an open mic a night.
Yeah.
And then
too far from that in Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah, you got something. We're starting to pick up pretty good now, where I think on Wednesdays you can do 2 mics if you wanted to, and I think Mondays are 2 nights. So that's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Well, you guys
Pretty,
also
you know,
have, I guess technically you probably have more clubs than we do in Nashville, right? I mean, you have Caravan, you have Planet of the Tapes, and then isn't there the Louisville Comedy Club as well?
Yeah, Louisville Comedy Club just opened.
Yeah.
Opened in March, and then Planet of the Tapes is pretty dope. That's a cool room.
Someone murdered in
Caravan.
there. Is that a true story or is that a joke?
Someone was murdered in there?
There's almost not like when it was a club, like prior to it being a club, somebody was murdered in it.
Yeah, that happened.
Can
I
confirm.
did it.
I gotta get off Facebook.
I killed him.
Yeah, this is slowly becoming a true crime podcast.
No, I don't know. It was an escape room. It was one of those escape room places.
Someone definitely got murdered.
I think that was the story. I think there was an escape room. I think the story I heard was it was an escape room. Someone didn't escape the room. They shut down for the night, and the guy died in there. But
Whoa!
There's no way that's true that I'm saying that out loud.
Yeah,
I believe
anyone
it,
can
dude.
survive a night. What, did he hang himself because he couldn't get out?
I don't know.
I'm starving. I'm
in
going to
this
starve in
escape
here.
room.
I was at the Caravan the night of. There was a showcase going on, and then that night they were like, "We got to shut down tonight. Like after the show's over, we can't open it back up until 2 weeks." So it was, you know, it was like after the show, we all kind of just hung out for a bit. There was like some dudes from Lexington that came out that show, but that's like, yeah, man, that's wild. That's like, that shit was 2 years ago, man.
Oh, I know.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have a great like presence online, you know. So like, is that how you kind of got
Oh,
through
Oh, thanks, bro.
being
Appreciate that,
stuck at the house? Yeah, making the funny
That's right.
funny
Look at that.
TikToks and the Instagrams.
That was smooth, Drew. That was very smooth.
That was smooth, bro. No, man, actually the internet stuff started more. I started hammering down more on that whenever my kiddo, like I knew that my old lady was pregnant and stuff. But I knew that, you know, the kid was probably going to slow down some shows here and there, which, you know, it's fine. You know, I love my kid, love my boy. And, but I just knew that.
I love
And
your
even,
Hank
like-
Hill moment there for a second. My boy,
Yeah,
My boy. Love my boy. He's man, it's awesome, dude. I love being a dad. There's I just kind of knew, like, in the new way of things, like having an internet present is like, I don't know, it's almost like a resume nosh,
it is
like a little comment, like, hey, I opened for such and such, I've done this, and I have X amount of followers. You know what I mean? Because it's all about
how many
asses and
followers?
seats.
Because all they care about is what are you a draw or not?
Yeah, yeah. And that's like the weird, that's like kind of it's a bummer, you know, because there's so many good, I'm sure there's killer comics out there that just have, like, you know, 1,000 followers or something.
Yeah.
And just because they don't want to get involved with it. And then, but there's like a weird little, like TikTok's my more followers on TikTok. And it's quite the difference between like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Same.
I guess like skits and stuff work on TikTok, but if I post like a comedy, like a bit of mine. It stinks.
Well, see, that's what's
no
funny
one cares.
is they say that your page on TikTok gets used to one or the other. So whatever you started with, that's what they're programmed to get in front of people. So I have the opposite effect. Like I've had really good numbers with my stand-up bits, and anytime I try to post a sketch, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No matter if the sketch does well on YouTube or Instagram, it's just in TikTok's like, you do comedy stand-up clips. That's what you do.
Yeah.
that's funny.
I saw that. Like, I'll go ahead, Will.
Oh no, I was just saying. I'm just not funny. So TikTok's just like, we don't want anything you're doing.
Damn it. No, I think what I agree with that, Drew, about I heard what the algorithm does is like whatever video blew up first, that's going to be pretty much your audience from there. So if when you posted like a bit and it blew up viral or whatever, that's pretty much, and there's pros and cons of that, man, because it's hard to like, you can't really get out
both,
of that.
you know, like it's hard to put out both. Like you wait for a new tape to cut it up and put it back out there, but then but then you got these sketches that you think are just as funny, but you're like, no one's gonna see them.
And it's a bummer too, dude, because I don't want to be. I mean, I guess I'm at. I don't know. I've seen people who've done stand up, just they stink, but their online presence is huge.
Oh,
people
yeah,
love it. You know what I mean? So that's a weird line to draw too. It's like, even though it's like, hey, you can open for, you have 100 million, whatever, you can come do this show, and then you just eat it, and you're like, man, what the, I don't know. It's a weird little balance, man, because I don't know. I don't get it. Plus, I don't know how many people, because you see folks that do shows and their only credit is like YouTube, TikTok.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of weird. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, those people usually, they sell out a show, almost guaranteed they sell out a show.
Yeah.
They don't come back and they don't do a second show.
Yeah.
I'm
bad at
usually
this.
It's usually pretty rough. And then the audience also isn't going to go to a second show.
Yeah.
Is
that like
but
what
some of their
T-Pain's
followers, some of those followers do not care. They don't care if they bomb or not. They're like, I'm a fan. I love this thing.
Yeah. No, not T-Pain, T.I.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say T-Pain's doing comedy now too.
Like, my brain did click.
T-Pain's
doing comedy. So at what point did you start? Because I feel like you kind of get around, prior to having a kid. You were doing the road a little bit, right?
Yeah, there's always like that want to do more feeling. I'm sure you guys get that as well. Yeah. But I think I kind of stayed in the like Cincinnati, Nashville. Like I don't know. I'm sure you guys know this, but Nashville is pretty hot down there. It seems happening. At least that's what it feels like. It feels like from my perspective on the internet. I even told myself I try to get down to Nashville if possible, at least once or twice a month.
Yeah.
That may not happen all the time, but I just took.
Well,
I mean,
I met you down here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Me and Drew, we met. That's what's wild about. That's what's weird about time, man. It's been like 4 years ago, dude. Like 3 years ago, some shit. And
back when I was doing fast food reviews.
Man, that's another thing, man, is like that consistency with podcasts. Because I'm the same way, dude. I probably had like 8 podcasts I've started. I've been like about a month, 2. Like I think the longest podcast I had was like 6 months, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And
the fast food one lasted 60 episodes, which if you ask me, were about 50 too long.
I mean, Drew keeps this one going.
Even coffee in here.
He's just hanging out.
Hey, don't pull back.
We should get you one of those beautiful Anson mugs to go in there. This podcast is sponsored by Anson Apartments.
I'm gonna grab this mug. So you got to. I mean, this. Welcome. I'll be back. Okay. You two have fun. I'll be back.
Yeah. I want to kick off into your online presence turning into
heel turn.
It can do some great things, and then it also can do some
the Louisville screw job, we call it down here.
That what we're calling it? Okay. Some might call it Chappelle Gate.
Yeah, Chappelle Gate. Oh, for sure.
Paint me a story here. Oh, well, before you kick off, he's got the mug for you.
Oh, let's see it, dude.
I was actually, I could hear, I was like, if they do Chappelle Gate without me,
Yeah, we're
I'm
just
gonna
building up to
absolutely
it.
riot.
We're just building up to
We
it.
got the Anson mug.
Look at that, dude. That's what we
Whoa,
got.
well, let me see that.
It's a serious
That's
mug.
Illuminati. That's Illuminati symbolism, I
Right?
think.
Yeah, it is. They're in the
Okay.
Illuminati.
Okay.
It's where
Okay.
they come
Okay.
hang out in Nashville.
All right, let's get
Yeah,
into
that place
Chappelle
hooked
Gate,
us
'cause
up.
This is the excitement.
This is the bread and butter of the.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is my neighbor waking up with a random cell phone in their yard.
Damn, man. Oh yeah. So I'll get you. I'll paint you the picture, dude. I'll tell you. So as at work, it was so Chappelle posted that he was coming to Louisville like just a week out, or he didn't post about it, the Louisville Palace did.
Okay.
It's like a week out.
This is the theater in town.
Yes.
Okay.
Louisville Palace Theater. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. There's
I'm already loving where this direction's headed.
yeah. Yeah, so a coworker of mine, it was the night, so it was like a Sunday night, right? The days don't matter. I feel like an old man. Well, the days do kind of matter. Let's put it this way. Sunday night, coworker sends me a screenshot of Chappelle coming to Louisville. The next day, Monday, we're all talking about it at work, talking about people being triggered or if there's going to be any, all this stuff.
The controversy that surrounds him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Current events.
Consistently. Yeah.
Old man Chappelle just talking about what's going on. But but anyways, I pull my phone out and I'm like, because I was going to mention you guys earlier, my Facebook foot traffic is not great. Like posting a video or a skit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
It's
get
like
any response on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I post a picture of me and the old lady, and it may blow up or something. I'm like, okay, I guess this is what people want to see.
Right.
But yeah, like 6 likes max at times,
Mhm.
depending on what video it is. 4 likes,
Shit,
6.
you're getting 6. Get out of here.
Yeah, I know, dude. Get out. I don't know what I'm thinking. Man. And then
That's why we got you on this podcast.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
trying to move from
very-
5 to 6. Yeah.
Very popular on the Facebooks.
All right,
No,
so
but,
back to Chappelle Gate. You
Yes.
talking about it. You said Monday, right?
Yeah. So me and guys at work. But anyways, we're talking about it, and I just flip up the phone, and I'm like, opening for Dave Chappelle at the Louisville Palace. Come on, and post it. And then I was busy that morning, swamped, so I didn't check my phone until.
So what went through your head? You're just like, I'm about to just make a prank real quick. I'm about to just be like, haha.
Yeah, it was just like
just seeing if you could get some follows on Facebook.
No,
If you
it
could
was
break
more
the
like,
algorithm.
No, man. There was no intention. I just posted I thought people were going to be like, bullshit, whatever, get out of here. Because like I said, dude, when you see 6 likes or something on a post, you don't think it's going to get picked up.
Right.
Like I was just like, oh yeah, I'll have a couple people call me out, and I'll be hit.
Yeah.
And then the first break at work is at 3 hours. So I posted it at 7 in the morning, and then at 10 I checked my phone, and at 10 o'clock it was like 400 likes, a ton of comments, some reshares, and I was like, oh man, like this, what a bummer. I didn't do anything about it. I just like, all right, let's just give it some time to think about it. So I didn't check my phone until lunch break. And by lunch break, it was like 600 likes and even more comments and more shares. I was like, well, I'm already this far in. I might as well keep this going just to see, man. Like, I don't know, dude.
See how far I can take it.
This is like Sam Evans is a comic in New York. He has a joke, and this was like something I believed in on a personal level. So when I saw him do it on stage, I was like, I regret not writing this, but about like when you're about to be late to work, and there's no difference between being 10 minutes late and an hour late because you're still late. So just why not be an hour or 3 hours late or
Go
whatever?
enjoy your morning.
And this is exactly that, being like, well, might as well be 3 hours late. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's kind of how it felt. I mean, because there was, dude, each day was something different, right? Like, so this was Monday morning. I already have Facebook blowing up. I messaged a buddy of mine to do a flyer. Like I sent them a flyer of Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan as reference. I was like, hey, here's Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle. Like, here's a picture of me. Just like throw that in there. He makes it and sends it back to me that same night. So Tuesday morning, I share the flyer, like just add a little bit more, realisticness to it.
I know our buddy Evan reposted it, and that's when I was like, oh, this is real. Yeah. And I was promoting something else, which is like I try and keep the stories fresh, so like, all right, I'll post this tomorrow. Yeah. And in that 24 hours is when I found out some of the story.
Dude, it was I hate it lying to folks, man, because like I'm not a prank guy. I've never like done a prank video or done like I've bullshit around on like a Facebook post or something, but this is for it to but when I first posted, I had a few folks, I'm not going to say any names, but there was a comic from Nashville that messaged me, and they're like, dude, are you really opening for Chappelle? And the people who messaged me early on when I first made that post, I just confessed. I was like, no, man, I'm fucking around. Like this it's gotten out of hand or whatever. But
yeah,
dude, some people that I told early on, they hated it, dude. They were like, you suck. Like I had a friend of mine that I kind of kept, they're like, dude, you're like, even our buddy Derek's excited for you. And Derek's a friend. Like, you got to tell people, man. I was like, nah, this isn't.
No, the lie is too big at this point. Like, I am the lie.
Oh, man, there was plenty of opportunities to be like, all right, this is a good stuff. Like, I need to stop right here. But then something else will happen. And then I was just like, no, I got to keep going. So, like, when I made the flyer and that blew up, I started emailing local news stations. Like just email.
Social media is not enough. I got to take over traditional media as well.
The fact that your friends that are messaging you being like, you got to be honest. And you're like, yeah, I'll be honest.
Well, do you see
done?
Do you see this being something you could fall down quickly here?
Oh my God. No, I'm taking notes.
Dude, I don't recommend it if you got anxiety issues, man. Like Wednesday I emailed WLKY here in Louisville, and they replied back like the first hour because I sent them the flyer. I sent them like I'm like, hey, I'm local, whatever, and they replied back.
So you're fighting back anxiety every day because of this, but you're just digging deeper.
You can't stop.
Dude, I had like probably 3 legit panic attacks that week. Yeah. It was like, dude, it was rough, man. And then
it's like hit send on the email and just
go have a panic attack. Come back,
sit back down and find another TV station.
But what's crazy about the first local news station that I emailed is that they replied back and they're like, all right, come in Monday morning, which Chappelle's show was. He was playing Tuesday and Wednesday of the next week. So I was like, all right, I got to come in Monday. And as Monday got closer, by Friday, they were like, hey, the Louisville Palace isn't confirming that they're not confirming who you are or like that you're on the show. And I'm like, oh man, that's crazy, dude. And an old coworker of mine, she messaged me. And she was like, hey, my husband, who works at WLKY, what's going on? Because they're trying to get you on their show and they're not confirming you. And I spilled the beans to her. I forgot her husband worked for that news station. And I thought he was like a cameraman or something. No, this he's an executive producer. So I was like, oh man, they're probably like pissed, dude. That was Friday night. So I'm like, I got to give up. WLKY is out the window. I'm done. And a buddy of mine kind of taught me. I had friends that hated it, and I had friends that loved it.
Yeah.
And I talked to the friends that loved it a lot more because they kind of kept me
They're
going.
Chirping in your ear to keep going.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how similar we were. Yeah.
I messaged another news channel that is like Fox affiliated. Go figure. Dude, they took the story because I messaged them Saturday night. And then they replied
Well, you
back,
know, Fox affiliate ain't gonna check anything, so you're good.
no, dude. That's why I was like, this got to work.
Yeah, they probably saw your TikTok and they were like, "That's our guy."
Close enough.
Yeah. Oh, this cracker, dude. He's definitely this honky. He's opening for Chappelle. I believe it.
We're gonna spin
But,
it to where he's the star.
They put me on at 10:30 in that same slot as the other news channel was gonna. And dude, I told work knew all about this, dude. Like, and so I left work because it's WDRB is the people that picked me up, and I left work at like 10 o'clock because I had to be there at 10:30. Dude, they gave me like the gate pass to get inside, and like I went on site at their news station. And dude, I felt like sick, dude. And like there's a dude, the guy that was the journalist guy he was dude, such a nice guy, man. We went to the same college together, and like so we were like making small talk about that. And dude went inside the room, and like, you know, I did like a quick little like, hey, what's up, everybody? Like selfie shit, like just but the interview was like very basic, you know, like what made you do comedy? They're like, how did you get on with Chappelle? And I was like, oh man, I'm just making it happen. Very, very broad. But then I was like, yeah, man, me and Chappelle go way back, dude. And I'm like his Midwest opener. Like, dude, just, oh man, just.
Oh my God, I actually got anxious just hearing that. I felt myself trying to do that. It was like,
yeah,
oh man, like
yeah, it's bad, bro. It was not cool. But they did the interview, and I was hoping that it was going to be live because I'm like, we can just go ahead and do this. But
put the lie out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but after the interview was over, they were like, all right, this is gonna be on the 4:00 news. I was like, damn, man. I was like, that's too much time for somebody to like. I'm gonna get busted by then, man. And
I cannot not understand how you're just you have crippling anxiety.
Yeah.
But your brain still keeps going back to, but this lie must go on.
Dude, there's this like I said earlier, I was like, there was no good stopping point. Like I was like,
I never knew when to pull the plug.
Yeah. But so at like 3:30 that morning, so Monday, or 3:30 that afternoon, Monday, I get a call from like a coworker in the administration side, and they're like, Jeff, you're on the cover of WDRB online. I was like, what? So we're in my office, we pull it up, and there's like 10,000 civilians died. This mayor had an affair with somebody, and then I'm above all of that. Like local comedian makes it big for opening for Chappelle, dude. Oh my God. Got like a damn like Marlboro Reds hat on, safety glasses, dude, just looking a shit-eating grin, dude. Like
mint.
But apparently I didn't see an article. They had an article, they posted. I just saw like the cover, and I took a few screenshots. But from 3:45 to 4, the news is about to air at 4:00, and they took it down. Like right before it was about to air, they took my article down. They took my picture down. They didn't air the episode at all.
Yeah.
So either the Palace like messaged them, or like maybe another comic who knew told them, or I don't know. I think the Palace.
I want to imagine a production assistant came running in, or an intern, even better. An intern came running in last minute, said, "Stop the presses!" And just handed some note from like a
this
comic,
man's
like a local comic that just says fraud.
Fraud.
This man's a fake. Like, fake news. I'm just trying to get on their level, dude. Come on. I still go with it, dude, because I post about the news article, because I'm like, if I'm posting a flyer,
you already got the screenshots. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. But some folks, what was funny, man, was some folks reshared, the news article
Right.
and didn't question anything. Other people were messaging me being like, "Hey, I can't find this article. Where did it go?" And I was like deleting their shit. like, oh man, it's so so anybody who questioned it, I was just like quick on it.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so messed up. But then what else is going on? I'm trying to keep up. So
this is also like it's like 8 days, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it's like this is like a whole week, right? So when Chappelle, it was like, so it's a whole week every day. Oh, I even forgot to mention this. I hit up a few buddies. I had a friend that was going to be a fake manager, if anybody asked. And I had a crew of buddies that was going to be my security guard, going to be like my merch guy. One of my friends was going to be my vlogger. But dude, as the days got closer, friends started bailing. Like they were like cold feet. They're like, dude, I can't go. I can't say this. I can't go with this. And I did find somebody to be a fake manager of mine. And they communicated with like the first news place. Dude, it's so messed up. So
what's also great is like it's all legal.
Yeah.
Oh,
like everything, you know what I mean? Like that's what's sort of fun about this whole thing is like it's all insane. It's absolutely insane, but it's all legal.
Well, I called an attorney like that Monday, being like, "Hey, I just left the news. What could happen?" Like what? Like just like calling folks, just trying to get some legal advice. But then, so Tuesday finally comes around, and I'm like, I'm going to the Palace. Like I'm getting in. Like we're getting like. That was the whole as shit progressed, like got worse and worse. I'm like, I might as well just show up, I might
like the idea of like Dave finding it and being like, I mean, shit, yeah, I guess he could open for me.
Well, there's that comic I was telling y'all about where y'all's neck of the woods.
Yeah.
They were not happy about it, but they're like, so what's your goal? Are you just trying to do this to see if Chappelle sees it and lets you on? I was like, well, I mean, that's the dream. That's like, that'd be sweet. But
I wouldn't be mad about it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But I don't expect it to happen. You know what I mean? Like this is.
Yeah. You're like, no, I'm just in a roller coaster that just, the brakes are broken and I can't stop it.
It's a big old ball of bullshit, man. They're like, there's no shortcuts in comedy. I was like, dude, I'm just.
Oh my God.
I'm just hanging out, dude. But no, many people didn't like it. Some folks didn't. They didn't care for it. So I show up Tuesday, dude. I had like the brightest shirt on, like just safety glasses. I stuck out like a damn sore thumb, man. Like I'm making laps around the Louisville Palace, like, and it's packed, dude. There's like people. Yeah. The whole block is like people in line and shit. And a buddy of mine told me about this back door of the Palace. And I'm like, I'm going to hit that up first. I went to the back and there's this security guard, man. I was like, hey man, I'm opening for Chappelle. Like, here's the news article. Here's the flyer. I took an Instagram screenshot of a conversation between me and a buddy of mine who pretended to be Chappelle.
Oh my God.
And I dude, I just took TikTok or Snapchat. Snapchat, you can cut.
Yeah.
So I cut out our conversation and screenshotted it to Dave Chappelle's DMs. And I was like, dude, it was so messed up, man. It was pretty much me being like, hey, Chappelle, can I open for you? And my buddy being like, yeah, man, your white ass can open for me. And dude, so the security guard wasn't buying it. Security guard, dude, he was sitting there. He's like,
good security guard.
Yeah, he's doing his job.
He watches the news. He knows what's going on.
Yeah. But dude, I was about to throw in the towel then because I talked to a couple employees up front and they kept on pointing me to other people. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to those other people. And then the guy in the back didn't let me in. But I had a buddy of mine show up. and he's a lot more vocal than I am. You know, a lot. He knows everybody. And what I'm saying, he's like, my boy's opening for Chappelle, like just yelling it, like and they're like, hey, somebody let us in. My boy's opening for Chappelle, and like, so I'm really sweating by this point because they're doing like my buddy Eric is yelling this to everybody. He gets some friends of his, like this big black guy, and he's like, I'm your security guard. And I was like, oh shit, all right. And then we finally wave somebody down, and they're like, all right, follow us. And we follow them into like this box office waiting room.
Oh my God.
And this dude was like, all right, who are you? And I'm like, I'm Jeff. Here's a news article. Here's the text message on Instagram. Here's the flight, you know, like everything, dude. And the guy was like, all right, I'll be back. And he left. He was gone for like probably 15 minutes or so. And then came back out. And dude, my pants are soaked. Like all the sweat, like where my belt line's at is just, I'm like tripping. And the guy's like, all right, follow me. So I go outside in front of everybody. Like there's blocks of people. Like, and the guy was like, so we know that news article got taken down. We know you're self-promoting. Stand right here and don't go anywhere. I was standing there. I looked at my buddy Eric is right beside me. He's a security guard of mine. He's got nowhere to be found. And I'm looking at my buddy Eric's on his phone. And I look at Eric. I'm like, Eric, I'm about to run, dude. I was like, he told me not to go anywhere. And dude, that was such a bummer, man, is I played all this in my head. I'm like, the worst that could happen is trespassing, a misdemeanor, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah, sure.
But in that exact moment, dude, it was like the last time someone told me to stand here, don't go anywhere, like a buddy of mine got arrested.
Right.
You know, so it's like that.
Nothing good ever comes of that.
No, nothing at all. And I'm like, I got to get out. I got to get out here. And dude, I bolted running, man. I got like, I got work boots on, man. I'm wearing that bright shirt that may be a woman. It's probably a woman's shirt to be honest. And dude, I get back to the parking garage, and the moment I stop running, just a wave of guilt, just being like, dude, what
are you? Yeah.
What all week, dude? All week you've been doing this, and then now you just run away, like you just run off. But you know, some guilt. Couldn't sleep that night. That whole night, I was finishing editing Chappelle Gate. Like I probably stayed up until 2 a.m. editing the video.
Yeah. And
because people were already after the show Tuesday, people were already tagging me, being like, "Where were you, Jeff?" Like, and some people sent me a screenshot of like Andy Kaufman, or like just like all this. You know, they knew what was going on.
Right.
So I was like, I got to post this video, and then Wednesday morning, I had the video posted at like 2 a.m. And then, dude, it was just all like positivity, man. Like I had a couple people that were like pissed, but they suck. They suck anyways, whatever. But dude, a lot of it, like even people who were resharing my stuff and that were pumped, they were like, oh dude, they're like, this is better than you opening for Chappelle. And I was like, maybe, but like, but long story short, man, I think like me running away, I guess kind of brought like this wholesome feel, maybe.
Sure.
Where people, you know, I don't know, maybe it didn't, but it was very much like people, I was very vulnerable. Like make sure I told people like, I didn't do this to like get ahead. I didn't do this I just did this because it was bullshitting. And then it was just like, let's see how far this can go. It went pretty far.
Yeah. And it's also, I mean, you basically just wrote the screenplay. But it's also it's such a great commentary on the, you know, what you think social media, like what you think you're seeing on social media versus what's happening in real life.
It's almost like the birds aren't real kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like you created a thing to prove how easy it was to share misinformation.
Yeah, dude. It's well, like everything's perception on the internet. You know what I mean? Like I was just talking to a buddy of mine a couple of days ago. Like you can do a show and say 3 people in an audience, but you have like a professional camera You know, it looks cool.
Oh yeah.
And people are like, oh, dude, this guy's fucking, he's killing it, dude. You're killing it. I'm like, dude, I'm not killing nothing. Like that's
Right.
it just looks, it looks cool, you know.
Yeah.
And
you can have like a grainy cell phone photo from like a sold out show, and everyone's like, I guess he's doing okay. You know,
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
It's all perception, dude. And then like it was, and I would never do this for like a traveling headliner or any, you know, it's just, he's mega star celebrity.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
like
the biggest comic in the country right now, besides maybe Kevin Hart and Bill Burr. Yeah.
Do you think it got, what do you think was that, if you could have been a fly on the wall of that conversation when the guy goes back to the room, like, Jeff Toy is here?
Yeah.
He says he's opening for you. Like that's the great thing about it is your name was spoken to Dave Chappelle at some point throughout this process.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. But dude, what's wild, that buddy Eric who went with me, he went back Wednesday night. I'm hoping he was messing with me, dude, because for a while there, he was like, dude, they were going to let you in, bro. They were going to let you on. And I'm like, dude, don't say that, man. I'm going to throw up. Like, don't even like, I think he was messing with me because eventually he said that guy that was talking to me told my buddy Eric that he's like, yeah, that guy goes city to city and does this. He's been arrested before because of this. And I was like, that's not me, but I'll take that credit though.
Oh my God. I mean, can you please go city to city and do this and just follow Chappelle? I mean, you know, yes, is your mental health going to completely deteriorate? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But just if you just go to every like, you know, semi-small market and just do this for a week for the rest of your life, I'd be so proud of you.
Well, it's a bummer in a way. And I posted a picture of being on Dusty's show, and dude, like 90% of the comments were like, whatever. Like, dude, like, and somebody commented, it was a pretty funny comment. They were like, Jeff, you created a weird marketing strategy where people are going to come to your show just to see if you're on it.
We gotta see if this dude even shows up. Is he live?
Yeah. But Chris Rock's coming in July.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But no, man, I had one buddy of mine told me that another buddy said that he wasn't a big fan of what I did because it ruined like any news opportunity for other comics. Like, because they're
that's what ruined the news. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, they didn't let us on anyway.
Right.
Like, what is like? Who cares, man? It's freaking news.
It's so rare to get like I mean, comics still do the radio, obviously, but like it's really rare to see a comedian on like the actual news to promote anything. Yeah. You know, that's funny, dude.
Jeff, you got anything coming up? Anything you want to talk? Plug, promote. I try to put plug and promote in the
dude.
Plug, promote.
Well, what's wild, I got a show with Will Smith and then Chris Rock right afterwards.
Yeah, no one believes you anymore. I'm gonna need to see more than a news article or a flyer this time.
Yeah. We can make that happen. I got some stuff. I got some stuff down, but I don't really. There's like some battle, like comedy battle thing I'm doing here, like It's like Indianapolis versus Louisville. Okay. Whatever, but I think I'm pretty open, man. I can't think of it nothing at the moment.
Nice. Well,
just follow me on the social medias.
Yeah, where can they find you online?
Yeah,
on Instagram and TikTok, it's Jeff Toy 0, and I discovered this out not that long ago. You got to type in the whole thing, because if you type in Jeff Toy, it's like everybody else but me. And really? I'm not. Yeah, dude, I'm canceled before I started, man. And
well, they know what you're capable of now, so they're like, "We're gonna go ahead and nip this in the bud."
Yeah, whoa.
I'm honestly gonna think about the story the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be walking around my neighborhood trying to find my cell phone, just thinking about the story.
Yeah, dude, give the Chappelle Gate a watch. It's good. It's on all social sites.
Yeah.
but no, yeah, Jeff Toy Zero and then Jeff Toy on Facebook and stuff.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much, man. Everyone
Hey.
go follow him on the social medias. Check out Chappelle Gates. I'm curious. I'm gonna go check out the video.
I really think it's gonna be a screenplay. I think it's gonna be a Academy. And then the lie continues. You're having panic attacks backstage at the Oscars. Even though you earned it at this point, you're still like, I didn't earn it.
Who would if it makes it to major motion picture, who plays Jeff Toy in this?
I mean, Jeff's got a
Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp. Yeah.
That'd be his first movie after the trials.
There you go.
Johnny, we got all these. We got a lot of scripts lined up.
The Jeff Toy
Revamp
Chappelle
your
Gates
career.
story.
He's like,
Yeah,
I
let's do
want
that.
the Jeff Toy story.
Yeah.
Jeff Toy story. Hey, there you go.
Well, fellas, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Hit that subscribe button, and we will be back next week with an all new episode. So catch up on all the past episodes in the meantime. We'll see you then.
Wolfpack.
My funny friend, my boy.